Murderland with Jim and Allie Cook will not be seen tonight. Instead, we bring you Murderland 2, The Murdering with Paul Mold, a tour de force.
Are you fucking crazy? That guy's dangerous!
And now, for our feature presentation, Cult of Contempt.
Who would have figured that obtaining white male testicle would be so hard? This is America, everybody's flapping their balls around. Eventually the deed was done and we rendezvoused at one of my old haunts.
Don't want to talk about it. It was a freaking succubus. These things are dangerous. You can't do this yourself. Give me. I'm coming for you, Quizzy.
Okay, we have the brain, and he is hooked up. However, his voice is going to change. But we have options.
It's now time for you, America, to decide Inquisitor's voice.
How about this?
I am Inquisitor and I hunger for questions.
How about this?
I'm Inquisitor and I hunger for questions, you liberal snowflakes.
How about this?
I am Inquisitor. I hunger for answers.
2, 1, action.
Well,
You're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, a zookeeper. This is a gem. You basically trap the animals inside.
Hey, I'm Billy from Billy's Midway Arcade in Hawthorne, and this is a really cool arcade full of old classic arcade games, video games, pinball machines, air hockey, shuffle bowling. Keep them all running for your enjoyment.
Inquisitor is lurking grimly with an inquiry. It's time to name the asshole of the week soon. Cult of Contempt. Cult of Contempt. Cult of Contempt. Wednesdays at 8:15.
What's up, Homo sapiens? It is the Cult of Contempt.
Rain or shine, or sleet or snow, we'll always be here.
We will? I hope so.
Yeah, I got to record vocals at Sweet Jimmy's House of Sounds yesterday.
House of Sounds.
Nice, nice.
It's a very exclusive place to record vocals. Like, you could literally murder somebody. I may or may have.
I was super appreciative. I walked in, they're like, we got pork chops.
Ooh.
And I was like,
Oh, it was better than pork chops. It was pork loin.
pork loin, yeah. It was fucking
Covered in bacon.
Covered in bacon.
Pig on pig.
Wait a minute. I went over there and I did some great acting and voiceover work. I got chicken and potatoes, and this asshole gets bacon wrapped pork. You owe me, James Cook.
Hey, that's that was hospitality. He doesn't owe you shit. He owes you a bitch slap.
Probably.
Sean Henry's here with us. Hey,
Sean Henry, everybody.
What's going on, guys?
What the fuck is this?
Oh, it's our first caller for the night. Yeah, right?
Hi, you're on Cult of Contempt.
It's fucking robocalls. Leave me alone.
I wish it was RoboCop.
Right? You are committing a crime.
I'm Officer Alex Murphy.
I checked out at 2 on those pieces of crap, right? And then the Samuel Jackson one wasn't
The
that.
third one was the best. Rip Torn is in it.
Oh god.
And Robert John Burke plays him
Rip
instead of
Torn
that
from
shitty
Beastmaster?
fucking what's his name? Yeah. Rip Torn is the bad guy in RoboCop 3. Yeah.
He's the bad guy in just about everything.
Yeah, he's great.
He is great.
Yeah.
He's good in Men in Black.
Hell yeah.
That's about it.
We're not hosting an intergalactic kegger here.
Do you guys remember he was the evil satanic priest in Beastmaster trying to murder a child on the pyramid?
Nice. Yeah.
You guys
Freddy got fingered.
Oh yeah.
God damn it, Gord!
Dodgeball, which is an underrated movie.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
And then he was in that weird movie where Albert Brooks is in heaven on trial, whether he deserves to go to heaven or not. And
Albert Brooks
and
deserves
it's like
to go
he
to
eats
heaven.
shit in heaven because like his taste buds as an angel changed. I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, so you guys saw the Misfits, hottest ticket in town.
Ooh.
How was that?
Going right into that, huh?
I don't know. Unless am I?
It could take a
Well,
while.
I'll tell you my experience because it was mostly positive. Went into the city, had a nice day, had some drinks.
So you went in early.
Went in a little early, yeah. Had a couple beers. Fucking went to the show. Got in pretty easy. No security problems. They didn't take my phone away, which was kind of cool. Okay, I'll take that. That's nice. I think that's like I don't know, maybe because it's New York. Like, you ain't taking my phone. I'll fucking stab
Madison
you.
Square Gardens.
I mean, they don't
Pretty
take
big
it.
venue.
You put it in a foam condom, basically.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
lock it. But
They didn't even do that.
and I'll tell you, we walked around like our section, got a beer. Fucking, I saw a bunch of people that I like half know and didn't even bother to engage them. I was just very like to myself. We went to our seats. Fucking sat there, and it was pretty chill. Aside from the people fucking trying to get in and out all the time.
Oh yeah. That's annoying.
Constantly, but whatever. You gotta go to the bathroom. I don't mind. I'll get up, fucking walk past it. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
You don't have a choice.
Like,
really.
yeah, like I wouldn't. If I had to get out for something, I wouldn't want somebody to be like a cunt. Like, no, fuck you. I'm sitting here.
You're like, no,
Sort of.
piss yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like an honor system.
Yeah, like whatever. It's cool. It was fun. I thought the concert itself was great. I thought the fucking band sounded awesome.
What does the crowd look like? Is this like older folks? Is this like younger folks?
Were there
Kind of a
sad
mix?
old people with
I sat
livery
around.
slings?
Is it
Yeah,
mix?
most of the people in my section were like our age, ranging.
Probably more like late 30s to like 50s.
Yeah.
But whether you like it or not, the Misfits is a long-standing institution, especially in New Jersey, this area.
I was
And
really disappointed they didn't play Friday the 13th. And like a lot of Michael Graves shit. I really want.
Stop it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of different generations into them, so it probably would be a mix.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people too. I think that got. I don't know if like the people that the tickets were so expensive for so long that it was like. You had to know what you were going to see to pay that amount of money. Nobody's going to be like, oh, I saw the Misfits in Starland. Let's go see them at the Garden. Like, fucking just, yeah, I saw them with Jerry. That, like, I don't think anybody that's like a fan of that Misfits was really, like, there. Maybe people that got into it and then realized, like, wait, there's this other band that was good.
Well, did Graves used to do the old hits? Like, well,
Yeah, they did, Die Die and all that shit.
Yeah,
Last
classic
Caress.
stuff, yeah.
Did Graves ever do like a show where it's like, we're going to do Walk Among Us tonight? Did they ever pull that?
The early shows were like 5 new songs and like
all of them.
all old shit like Hyper Moments, Static.
Even
Age, all
had a
that.
devil lock at first.
Yeah, they
Like,
made him like
it was
dress
weird.
like Danzig and like fucking do like
The
whole,
first couple
tough guy
shows
thing.
until he had his own like look.
Yeah, till he fucking
It was
found paint.
He won a whole generation of horror punk kids over.
Yeah, I
mean,
love
and
Mike
he's
Graves.
huge. What was that?
I'll
Brazil, you
defend the
said,
fuck
where they
out of
wouldn't let him do that
Me
shit.
too, man. I saw them back in the day and they were awesome.
Action Park.
No, I think it was Starland actually.
Okay.
You saw him at Graves?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, in like the 90s. I think it was like 97 or 98 or something like that. I was dating this punk rock chick from Seattle. It was my friend's cousin. She was like, oh, we gotta go see the Misfits. I'm like, totally cool. And I fingered her in that show too. Which was pretty awesome.
Nice. Did you finger a girl at the Misfits?
No, I don't have that on you.
Did you finger yourself at the Misfits? Did you get a little
I
excited?
probably did, yeah.
Sean, what was your Misfits experience? Because that's why you're so excited. We want to get right into it.
All right, let me just start off real quick with the positive. 3 amazing bands. The Damned, honestly, were the best part of the whole night.
I'm not surprised
You're not the first person to say that.
They were just absolutely dominating, man.
Now, did they just focus on the early punk shit, or did they do some?
No, they did a little bit of a mix. Not as much as like the new wavy gothy stuff, like the weird kind of stuff.
That's
they
the
do.
stuff
Like,
I
Yeah, they didn't do like Grimly Fiendish or anything.
yeah,
Those kind
which
of
I kind of wish they did.
Or like
Really?
Stranger on the Town is
Yeah,
one
I
they
like
usually
that kind of
do.
stuff
But they
too,
were
but-
playing a
different
different
shit.
set. They were playing like a half hour. Usually when they play for like an hour, so you'll get like fucking Dark Asteroids like 13 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
they'll do weird shit, but they were a much more like refined. Like they were playing kind of like the hits.
Yeah.
I thought, and like
For sure.
fucking like quicker songs like
Machine Gun Head,
Anti-Pope.
they first said-
Yeah,
Yeah, they
like,
kept,
great.
That is
they
a
kept
great
it
fucking
pretty
song.
quick.
So great.
And the keyboard player did like a dance solo.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Algae.
He just like went to the middle of the stage and was like going like
He was
this,
like rolling on the
crazy.
floor and
It was
shit.
awesome.
Spinning, yeah, it was awesome.
But like their energy was the best. Their sound was the best. Rancid, I'm a pretty fairly like average Rancid fan, but I do think their bass player is probably the best punk bass player out there.
Maxwell
hands
Murder.
down.
Yeah.
I heard they opened with Maxwell Murder too, which is just all bass.
Yes, they did. But the problem was the bass drum and the bass guitar tone had no separation. So that sound guy, I don't know what he was doing. So especially when they played like the ska songs, in the middle of the set they did like 2 of their like more ska songs, and you couldn't even fucking.
Did they do a
it.
Transplant song?
No, I wish.
Oh,
I wish. I love the Transplants. They did not.
I thought my girlfriend maybe told me that they did, but I don't remember.
No, they didn't. I wish. That would be really cool, but then again, it's supposed to be Rancid, you know?
Yeah.
The last time I saw them, they did a couple of Ivy songs. Sound System, I remember. They did
That
another
would have
one.
been good. That
Right.
would have been a smart move,
But
honestly.
that's usually Rancid's playbook. They usually play something from another entity because then they brought, when I saw them at Lollapalooza, they brought the horn section to a ska band and kind of did a
They
Stubborn
brought a
All-Stars
keyboard
thing.
player on stage. Which
Okay, the organ guy. Yeah,
the organ guy.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they did for the 2 ska songs and like Time Bomb.
There was a lot
Of course.
There was a lot of Rancid hate on the Facebook. I
Yeah,
saw.
you know what? But that's because these
They
fucking
were solid, man.
No, you know what?
People,
Listen, I
really?
think Rancid and the Damned are much better opening acts than what we got in Jersey, which was like Suicidal Tendencies, Harley, and
Wait.
Murphy's Law.
And Murphy's Law, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I would rather watch the Damned
I do
and
love those
Rancid.
bands, but yeah.
You know what? I
It
like those
felt
bands
bigger.
too. But
Felt
I
bigger.
would rather watch the Damned do a stadium than watch fucking Murphy's Law.
Oh,
Murphy's
Damned.
Law to me is like needs to be in the size of this room.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That's how they
that's
play
what
the
makes
best.
it a great fucking
That's
show.
how they
It's
play
like
the best.
It's
Yeah.
it's utter chaos. They're smoking fucking blunts and like
That's
People
how they
up on
are,
stage.
yeah.
There's people on the
They
stage.
thought it was weird.
Yelling.
Prudential
They're passing
Center,
around
they even
fucking-
said, he was like, I don't even know what to do with myself.
When I saw them, they were
They
passing
look
around
weird.
cases of beer.
Yeah,
and they
they
were
did.
passing around whole bottles of fucking Jaeger.
Yeah.
And people were just going ape shit.
That's what I mean.
It was
You don't get that
amazing.
at the Prudential Center.
No
and that's
way.
like kind of something. That's
Or
what
good
makes
sound,
those
so.
fans. Yeah, that's what makes those shows like fucking fun for me as like a fan. Is like
Oh, yeah.
the fucking intimacy of it. Like
That's their roots too.
there's a
That's
lot
where
of
they come
bands I
from.
really wouldn't want to see in a stadium, and
Word.
even the Misfits is like, would I rather see that Misfits at Starland Ballroom?
Yes.
Yeah, but tickets would be like $1,000.
I wish
like,
they did that like 3 nights, but I got you.
You never
Probably
get in.
too much, yeah.
Oh, that would be an astounding amount of money. Like if
Yeah.
they do it, it's gonna be fucking nuts. And I realized something else too about these shows. They were only contractually obligated by their fucking lawsuit to
9?
do 10.
Or 10?
10. They're up to 13 now with the Philly announcement. Like, so they're just doing it, I guess, because they love it or because
I mean,
dollar
they
bills.
had an amazing time on stage at MSG.
Dude, they
Even
sounded
more so.
fucking awesome.
And they sounded great, right? Which is we're still in the positives here. I mean, honestly, they sounded great. Killer Bill. I mean, it was an awesome, awesome show. here's my fucking problem with all you so-called Misfits fans out here, and I don't give a shit if people in the horror punk scene want to hate on me and stuff, because I'm generally a pretty nice guy, but I'm not going to go easy on this, and I'm going to bitch about this. And that's why I wanted to come here, is I knew you would appreciate this.
Let's hear it.
I've been to many sold-out shows at Madison Square Garden. The reason I'm willing to pay the money to go there is because nothing beats the energy of going to those shows. I've seen Billy Joel, I've seen Elton John and Fish. Those were probably the best ones. I've seen more than that, but those are probably the best ones. Everybody's
Were
like,
those crowds more energetic than the Misfits?
That's what I'm getting to. I mean, in short, yeah, let me say in short, those
Fish
crowds
fans have a lot of enthusiasm.
Okay, first of all, Fish, if you know how Fish is, their fans are nuts anyway. I mean, literally, the security guards were dancing with everybody. But the whole place is like, feels like it's moving. You know what I'm saying? When you go to a sold-out show there, it's usually
You know when you
like
look in a
crazy.
stadium and you see the exits, the light, across and down. Like when Fish is on, you look up and there's people dancing in that space.
Everywhere.
There's silhouettes of people everywhere.
Everywhere.
Lighters and joints and it's
Incredible.
actually. And then if you go to a venue, a Fish show with an outdoor park scene, it's like a crazy flea market where they sell pot. Mm-hmm. Sandwiches, pot. Stay away from the bean burritos because you'll get the shits, and it's a Porta John situation. You don't want that. But I looked across chaos. You buy art. People traded poems for sandwiches.
It's amazing.
But it's thing.
amazing.
It's just the music's a little boring.
I hear you. If it's not your thing,
I can fill.
Yeah, I fucking
playlist.
hate Fish, but I love you.
Oh, I got you.
No, I mean, I could fill a mixtape, a 120 with Fish songs I like.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it'd be like 3 songs.
yeah.
For the whole
Depends
thing.
on, just the whole.
But also, I think like the whole aesthetic is different. It's a very lighthearted place, and everybody is tripping. And for the Misfits now, it's just people that used to be punk, and now they're old, and they're working jobs,
But that's
and they got
deep, man.
kids, and they're like,
you're looking around.
"Oh, I'm
and
not punk anymore. I'm still
people
watching
aren't
Misfits."
really singing along, and like people were being rude to each other and stuff. And I'm just like, and then if you looked at the pit, it was honestly a pretty pathetic pit.
Yeah, I saw
way bigger circle pits than that.
I saw
for
one
Gojira.
good circle that was happening.
Dude,
from where I was.
it was. I really did think that the energy was just not there, and I think that all 3 of those bands deserved a little bit more crowd response than they got. I mean, also when I know every band's got like their big songs, but like considering the amount that I think this is what bothers me. There's a whole subgenre and scene based on the Misfits. Everybody wants to cover the Misfits in New Jersey. Everybody wants the Crimson Ghost as a tattoo. Everybody will wear Misfit stuff all the time. So why doesn't everybody know all the chants for every song that's not Skulls, Last Caress, Die Die My Darling, and Astro Zombies?
They're fucking posers, man.
And that's my thing, is like I hate that I can't be completely positive about this, because I really do always try to be positive. At least people like cool music, you know? But
Just to play devil's advocate.
yeah, sure.
I mean, so people don't have a right to be a casual fan of something because you're so passionate about it? I mean, it gets into the poser thing.
No,
it's just like,
I hear you.
I had Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets.
Fag!
And I listened to them every day. And then this guy was playing a Kill 'Em All song, the Novocaine solo, the timber.
Oh, pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "What is that?" And he's like, "Ugh, "I thought you were a Metallica fan. All I have are 2 tapes." And I felt guilty because I didn't have the whole catalog. Whoa, what the fuck? If you really think about the way you think as a young kid, it's really stupid. And so I don't like the poser thing. There's a particular record salesman, but we will not invoke his name, who's just a grumpy ass punk, negging on fucking Rancid, poser shit.
Wow.
Don't even breathe the word Billy. If you say Billy Joel, he'll start going off on Billy Joe Armstrong.
Oh man.
You know. So
I think there's a difference, though. I think when you're a kid, okay, you don't have so many resources and stuff like that. Nowadays, we have the internet.
Yeah.
People
Well, that was
are
the-
adults.
but that
you're
was
gonna
the
go
best
see
part.
a show, listen to a couple of their fucking songs, so you know what the hell you're going to see.
That's what takes me back though is the discovery of like when I got into the Misfits, it was like fucking the box set.
Yeah, I was say, what did they even
You
have?
know, like Evil Live, like
things
whatever
were,
they
like,
had.
out
Like
of
some
See, you had the advantage. You had the box set with everything and all the lyrics.
No. I actually
We had
bought all
nothing.
the albums separately. Like I bought Collection 1, I bought Collection 2. I never bought the box set. I'm like, this is stupid. I don't fucking want a coffin.
Which collection is? What was the collection 1? I used to call Plan 9. Had Bullet on it.
Yeah.
And I had the cassette. It was a yellow cassette.
Yes.
Yeah. there's
I always thought
yellow one and
it was
an
Plan
orange
9, and
one.
people were like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I was like, "No, it's called Plan 9."
No, that was the record.
That was the record label. I didn't know that. But
No,
the
like, I
cassette,
got-
I mean, the record label, the font was big enough to be the album title.
The Misfits albums I own, like on CD, like that I bought first or on vinyl, is like Die Die, the single, Who Killed Marilyn. I had Collection 1, I had Collection 2, I had Static Age. And I think
There's
that
a lot of
was pretty
crossover
much
with Static
it.
Age in the collections, right?
That was,
Yeah.
that was like what.
And like Legacy Brutality.
Oh, and I have Legacy Brutality on
that's
vinyl.
got
That's the album I'm light on.
Jerry's
I've heard
fucking
the songs,
silver
but I'm
pen
not-
exploded on it.
Yeah.
Oh, let me sign that! And
Yeah,
he's
right.
fucking just his silver paint marker
I'm
exploded.
pretty sure Legacy Brutality Danzig only credited himself on, if I remember.
But you know
correctly.
something? It's
He
bullshit.
re-recorded guitars.
If you
over it.
listen to it though, like he like credits himself on drums. Fucking Mr. Jim is still on there.
Oh, he
like,
is.
You could definitely
He
hear
is.
what he did, but it's like
He did horrible overdubs
Yeah.
just so he could take the songs back.
and the only one that sounds good was either She or American Nightmare on there. One of them.
American Nightmare sounds great.
Yeah, one of them sounds
That's
fucking
the only version of that
amazing.
song.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that is the only version of that.
That's
song.
why.
I
The rest
kind of
them
wanted
are-
to hear that.
Me too. In fact, we could even get into that too.
Did they do Bullet? Did they do?
Yes.
Astro Zombies?
They did Bullets, they did Astro Zombies, they did Hybrid Moments.
Who
they
Killed
did
Marilyn?
20 Eyes, they did Who Killed Marilyn.
I turned.
I was
I
going to
did
look up the
Little
set list and
Martians.
spare this.
really good. Really good set. list.
Yeah, they did like.
Honestly.
I think they did.
Perfect
They hit
D,
all the
they played
marks.
Devil Lock.
Devil
Nice.
Lock, yeah.
Holy shit.
They should have just played all of Earth They Day Wolf's Blood, because I would have loved to hear Wolf's Blood.
Fuck yeah.
I would have loved to hear. Right? Hell,
if they really
that
want
would've been
to,
great.
if they really want to rake in the dough, they should
They
do
should
like
just do albums, right?
yeah, and like
They should.
No, but you know what? They would.
I would totally
listen.
big ups
I
to
also
that.
thought too.
Age.
One of my comments on this show was that I feel like Lombardo's finally fucking getting the old shit. Because I felt like when we saw him at Prudential Center and like videos I saw prior, like fucking what do they play? Static Age or one of those? Or no,
They played TV Casualty
TV Casualty, and he played
on Prudential Center.
fucking
I forget.
what's that one? Hollywood Babylon is like
Yeah,
another one that's
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
old
yeah.
and like Lombardo fucking. I felt like I don't know. I'm kind of biased. I played in a band with like Mr. Jim, so like that shit I
what
want to
you're
hear a
used to,
certain way, and like I feel like he's kind of getting a little closer. Like I like the way Dr. Chud played though a lot of the old
Yeah, me
stuff
too,
when
yeah.
when the Graves Band did it. Like he definitely added a lot more to that double time shit sometimes, and like kind of fucked with some of the songs, but it improved them in a way because like those half of those songs when like they recorded them, it was like, oh yeah, we're going to the studio to record 15 songs.
Yeah.
They didn't think all 15 of them were ever going to hear the light of day. Like,
No.
Hybrid Moments is I think the best Glenn Danzig like fucking vocal performance in the Misfits.
Yeah.
But
That or like Some Kind of Hate.
yeah, that too. That's the same high note I think that he
Yeah,
hits.
it
I think
is.
that's the two highest notes he hits. But like Mr. Jim told me, like when they were recording Hybrid Moments, like they never fucking played it that much. It was just like bum dum bum dum bum dum bum dum. Like he's very fucking meat and potatoes on it because it's like I don't know how many times they played it before that, but it like wasn't a song that was like widely in their shit that they rehearsed or played out or whatever. Like it was a newer song.
Jokes on them.
So it's like, yeah, like I fucking love that song.
Great song, one of my
never
favorites.
thought about that until like he told me that. And it's like, yeah, like, and then you listen to Dr. Chud play it. He kind of fucking like, you would say he overplays it, but I never realized it until I was like, wow, like it is actually a little different. Like I never thought about drums that much, honestly, until I started mixing music and shit. So like, I don't know. it's an interesting fucking take on that song, like the way they played them in the 90s. But I think Lombardo finally, like, he's got it. Like,
yeah.
I kind of want to hear a new album by him.
I don't know.
Dude,
they got at least release a live record.
It was all business, and
that would be great.
I think they hate each other.
They'll do a live record. I think if they do, it's gonna be the fucking Garden. And I think they did Philly to get fucking coverage. To do like, oh yeah, you know, fucking, you could just cut in whatever. It's the same set. You know, it's the same background. It's the same shit. Like, oh yeah, we'll make another $500,000 each. Let's do it, Jerry.
Yeah.
Let's do it, motherfucker. You know, they shake hands. Oh yeah, for the kids. Oh yeah.
I'd love to see if like it's a Guns N' Roses situation where like, all right, so my wife plays with this dude. He's like a professional musician, and he writes for this guitar magazine. And he got to interview Izzy Stradlin's replacement in the Guns N' Roses band. Okay. I forget his name, but anyway, so he got backstage. So it turns out like the newer, not Bumblefoot, yeah, after Bumblefoot. So the new guys are in one space. You know, Slash and Duff are in another space, and Axl's hidden in some bunker below. So I wonder if it's the same situation with the Misfits. Like, is Glenn like not want to be in the same room with them?
I think
like
that
Axl.
the fucking no. I think really the crux of that was like a money and a rights issue. And I think too, like everybody I see is like, oh, it's not the Misfits unless Bobby plays with them, or it's not the Misfits unless this person plays with them. It's like, well, listen.
Danzig's the only original members.
And I'll tell you what too, is like Jerry and fucking Glenn, like, they got the rights to it. Like, nobody else has any claim. And as much as Bobby tried, you know, as much as anybody else tried, it's like fucking, no, like now it's their band. So if they're not gonna reach out an olive branch, hey, you know, you want to play this original show, like you want to do one song with us.
That would have been awesome.
And also too, the crowd's not gonna give a fuck because it's a bunch of fucking posers. You know what I mean? Like they don't fucking know who Bobby Steele is. They don't fucking know any of that shit. They're just like, oh yeah, I like this song. I heard Metallica play it. You know, like
yeah, pretty much.
So now we're back to this, like, so no one has a right to be a casual.
No, it's
fan.
you could be a casual fan, and it's great. You know, they're making bank. I'm glad, but it's like on the same token, I don't know. I'm a music.
They played
fucking,
MSG.
Yeah,
You're plugging down a lot of money to go to MSG.
But I'm a music lover. Like
Right.
I don't just listen to a band and go, oh, that's a band I like. You know, like I hear a band, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I go and like read about them, like, oh, you know, what did they do? Where are they from? What's their fucking story? Like, I like to know, like.
Me too, man.
I mean, I personally have a, like, I need to at least own one album and know it well enough to feel that I have a right to wear a T-shirt of something. Like, at least one album.
I think
like, I cannot a single.
No, if you're a hot girl though, you could just wear whatever. Oh yeah, I've never heard. What's Motorhead?
Well,
like,
duh.
It's fucking bullshit.
All the time.
I know it's bullshit, but you know,
Motorhead definitely wanted.
Four hetero white men hating on women.
Who said four?
Who said hetero?
That was a good line.
So, anyway, while we're in a break, while you guys were at the Hot Ticket, I went down to Starland Ballroom, and I checked out Against Me. They were doing the White Crosses record, and hold on a second. Fuck you. You're cool.
I went to a show too. It wasn't the Misfits, but I
don't even know what that reference is.
I saw a band, man.
Fuck you.
No, we were on a break.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were.
Even I know.
I will say before we go back to your thing that I saw the sign outside MSG because I work in the city now and I walk back and forth and it was fine. And I texted you.
Yeah.
It was like the Misfits all big with Glenn Danzig and Jerry only, and then like fucking Damned. The logo was so small.
Yeah, like the damn logo was
they were the best
than Jerry's name.
And they were the best. Yeah, it was smaller than Jerry's name.
They were the best. They were.
Can you imagine?
They were.
I was like, that's fucking insulting to the Damned, man. Because they're fucking consummate bands.
They've been around for a long time.
Word.
Don't you ask me to come out
but some of their
when the
silly.
sun does shine. I love the Damned. That's like my favorite. Dave Vain is my favorite singer.
Why am I not surprised?
I want to hear about this Against Me show.
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah. So exactly. they were doing
White Crosses?
They were doing the White Crosses record and the one after the transgender thing.
Oh, yeah.
Transgender dysmorphia blues. What are you doing now? Now you're just whispering shit to fuck with me.
Talk, please. I'm sorry. I'm a little saucy tonight. I don't know
Jim's gonna be the substitute teacher who crosses his arms and waits for you to quiet down. Quiet down, everyone.
Okay. There's a lot going on. A lot of stimuli. I don't know if my pea brain can handle all this. So we need to slow down. Anyway, they did the White Crosses record. Ali had read in an Entertainment Weekly issue that Laura the singer was getting her Adam's apple like grinded down, scraped.
Yeah.
So Ali loves that record. Every one of the songs wound up in one playlist or another. So I, by default, got into the record. And the first couple songs I heard, I was like, it's like the Dropkick Murphys, a lot of shouty anthem stuff. But
that's cool.
Man, Laura's just got a huge fucking voice. Like, so there was a lot, and that's the whole hook of the band. That's most of the hook of the band. At least I thought until I saw them. And so like Ali was a little nervous about it, and then I was like, I guess that could affect the voice. But 10 seconds in to White Crosses, you knew it was fine. And what I really wanted to talk about wasn't even so much the show. What I just really fell in love with the venue, Starland. Like, the security, they're ball busters and they're very strict, but they're really polite about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't agitate the crowd. If you can there's a sweet spot to the right of the stage. You're near a bathroom, you're near a bar, and you can see just about everything.
Yes.
And what I like to do with the bands going up or going down, and Paul was talking about this earlier about the intimacy of a smaller venue. Like, I got to watch the bands communicate, and lock in and it's stuff, and it's just like they just pure joy. I love watching people who love to play.
Fuck yes.
And instead of putting on like fake, because there were a couple shoegazer bands before. The first one was sort of watered down Pixies. They were in drag, so it was like the New York Dolls meet the Pixies, with a pretender singer kind of chick, sort of androgynous, and she broke 3 strings and still played. So God knows what the hell she was playing with 3 broken strings. It's like Quint, like 3 barrels, 3 strings. You can't play with 3 strings, opa, opa. Anyway,
you're prepared for Quint this week.
I've been practicing. I gotta watch the movie again. But anyway, so I love Starland. There's a great barbecue joint, which is gonna be in the open next week. Ooh. I got to meet this dude. He's so cool. It was like Memphis barbecue, and I love the venue. And I went into the Against Me show a casual fan, but I came out wanting more. Like, nice. I'm gonna listen to the newer records. Same thing happened to me with Megadeth. I was like, I liked a few songs. But when I saw him live, I was like this is back when Mustaine wasn't crazy, and he can work a room in his own snarly way.
What fucking time in Mustaine's life wasn't he crazy? Was it in the 80s when he poured a beer into a guy's bass and then laughed when he got electrocuted? Or, at what point?
I'm intrigued by your thoughts, and I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter.
No.
He's always been.
Mustaine's always been fucking crazy.
He's a genius with the guitar, and I think a lot of new metal bands call back to Megadeth, but I think that he's also an egomaniac. And sometimes when you got a lot of talent in one area, other places come up lacking, man. You get a little
your personality.
He works the business really well, from Rust in Peace to Countdown. Like that sweet spot of their
career. Later albums are great.
Dude,
yeah. Even some of their later shit.
The latest one, Dystopia, is great.
They're one of those bands I've never heard a Megadeth album where I'm like, this is shit. Turn it off.
Right.
Yeah. Super Collider.
I don't know if I ever.
I think that's the one.
Like,
never.
It's not that great, but that's it. It's one.
What year is that from?
2007 or something.
After
Parts of Rust in Peace, I don't think hold the test of time.
I think there's a lot of Megadeth stuff that
doesn't. Now I listen to it, so
dude, I think there's a lot of Megadeth stuff that doesn't hold the test of time. But compare Megadeth to other bands, they absolutely stand the test of time. I think more than most other fucking bands that are era two.
I disagree to the extent of just particular songs. Like Peace Sells is timeless. Hook and Mouth. If you don't like that song, you don't have a soul.
Devil's Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like shit like
Hangar 18.
Yeah.
Oh, Blair.
Hilarious.
But I mean, he's got some clunkers like Five Magics. That song's bullshit. Tornado of Souls. Everybody used to brag about that song. I didn't care for it.
Oh,
Really?
I don't know. Rest in Peace is a little bit of a bloated record, but I mean, Punishment, the Warrior,
Holy Wars.
Holy Wars, Punishment. Oh my God. And how do we get on Megadeth? See, you let ADD boy run the show, and it just goes off the rails.
It's a live show. I saw Megadeth. You saw Megadeth live. You know?
Who did you see him with?
I saw Megadeth with Dream Theater, and thank God they played after him because it fucking woke me up. Because Dream Theater was like a fucking sleep aid.
But did you just get a hard-on from the technical prowess of the drummer?
I didn't even really want to go to this. It was like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, Gigantor, Megadeth, PNC, like, okay, I'll go to this. Like, whatever. The tickets were like cheap as fuck. We had seats.
Like lawn seats for like $20.
You had seats, but they weren't like prohibitively expensive. It was.
Who else played that?
Fear Factory.
Oh my God, that's
King's X. Fucking.
Right.
I saw King's X.
You didn't want to go to that?
I saw King's X when they were. I liked it, but it wasn't. I don't want to be
Not your
outside
cup of tea,
really.
too,
Like,
Did there
I used to be a huge metalhead. I started like when I first started singing for a band. Like I wanted to be in a metal band. I fucking hated punk bands. I'm like, punk is the stupidest fucking thing ever. Like, why did anybody play this? But I didn't play an instrument, so it's like for me, like I had a voice like a young Dio. Like I could hit high notes and shit. I was a choir boy, like
a young Dio.
I could sing. Yeah. You know, I played Carnegie Hall.
into the mirror. I'm fucking awesome.
Yeah. Hey, I played Carnegie Hall 2 more times than anybody in this room.
You know, there's a fetish of people who can only get off when they look at themselves. Do you have like mirrors all over the bedroom?
I have well, I can see myself right here, wearing the patron saint of violence on my T-shirt, Charles Bronson. When I was a kid, like I could fucking sing, and then like I started like learning to play guitar and shit, and like I got psoriasis. I just didn't fucking leave the house and whatever, and like I only started playing punk because it's the only thing I could play on guitar. Like if I had my druthers, I would have sang for a metal band and just fucking went on tour and got famous and been fucking, I don't know, like a murderer. And I probably not tried to hire somebody to kill my wife or, you know,
that seems what you do.
like As I Lay Dying. Any one of those bands, it seems like all of them, like one of them's a pedophile, one of them's a fucking murderer, one of them's on steroids and fucking hits people in jail. Like
probably better off.
Yeah, no, I think I'm better off in punk. I got to hang out with Bobby Steele instead. Say no more.
Not bad.
Yeah, you know. Oh no, you guys don't. I know. Because that's my story. This is becoming the Paul's an Asshole show.
Yeah.
When hasn't it been?
3 Assholes Shitty Podcast with Sean Henry. You guys, you're dropping a fucking EP with Devil.
Oh, Devil in the Belfry, yeah.
Or did you drop it already?
So, no, we dropped the single, Drawing Flies. It's on Spotify.
Awesome.
Devil,
on Spotify.
Devil in the Belfry.
Devil in the Belfry, find us.
They're not like...
I feel like an asshole. I've never used your stuff for anything. I should use your stuff for stuff.
Yeah. You'll have to consult our man.
Because now I'm a bit of a Paul Mald insider now, and I got to hear some guitar solos and stuff by a certain someone, which were very impressive.
By who?
Yeah.
Oh, you heard some old stuff, like other guitar players he used.
Yeah.
No, we were tracking vocals. Nobody knows this. Like everybody thought I was just gonna go and track acoustic vocals, but then I tracked vocals to like a lot.
Oh shit!
I did Belial. I did. Fucking,
nice. Yeah.
I did Quite a Mark You Left. I did fucking. I did a bunch of shit. Pay to Suck.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
We've been working on stuff.
All of you,
nice. We've been working on stuff.
We have been working on stuff.
Dude, this guy's solo is sweet, and you get a good tone.
Thank you.
I'm fairly certain you own at least one blues record. Fairly certain.
Oh yeah.
I'm like a forensic scientist. I can listen to a player and I'm like, I like to figure out what they're in a record collection.
My favorite guitar player is Dave Gilmour.
Oh,
and he was super influenced by the blues and feel and notes. So
that whole generation was.
If you could get that from that, that's pretty cool.
Was he in that band with that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
A couple guys.
That crazy guy.
That diamond. That crazy diamond guy. Shine
What's his
Sid Barrett. Sid Vicious, yeah.
You're gonna laugh.
Sid Justice.
Sid.
I appreciate Dark Side of the Moon, but for the most part, I'm not a Pink Floyd guy. Blame Q1043 because like every fucking morning they'd play Money and I'd go back to sleep or Comfortably Numb and I'd fall back.
Yeah, but to be honest, like I listened to more of the early psychedelic stuff before that.
See Emily Play, Black Hat.
Yes.
That's the stuff I find more interesting because it's closer to garage rock.
Yeah.
And the psychedelic music that
Lucifer Sam, stuff like that. Like
everybody's got their thing.
The early,
like
the Sid Barrett shit. My friend showed it to me. He's like, because he knows my friend Chris from the other guys. He knows I fucking kind of hate Pink Floyd.
Oh my god.
Well, no, but that's also too what I was gonna say is that what I love about you is that like. Everybody I play with, like, you guys all have weird musical influences. It's like, I like Coheed and Cambria, but you guys like Coheed and Cambria fucking way more. Yeah, like, there's all, like, different fucking spices that come into the cake. And it just makes for, like, a better thing. But no, like, the Sid Barrett shit is almost, some of it's, like, kind of reminds me of, like, punk rock. Like, fucking, just very straightforward and...
It was pretty punk for the time.
Yeah, like...
You know? A lot of acid.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. The '60s is so fascinating because you had like folk music combined with the British invasion stuff. Because the War Babies were in a shipyard town where they were getting blues records from America. All that shit was worthless here but valuable there.
Yeah.
British invasion comes together with the fucking beats, and then you get Bob Dylan going electric, and then the psychedelia, the Doors. But then, the Beatles on Ed Sullivan launched like 1,000 bands. Rhino Records has the Nuggets, which I mentioned from time to time.
Yeah.
Little Steven turned me onto it. But it's a lot of one-hit and two-hit wonders. And there's a lot of interesting people who are on there. Like Ted Nugent was in a band called the Amboy Dukes. They were like garage rock.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really fascinating.
I love when you go back in music. You get like Dio and like...
Yeah, Dio. Oh my God, Dio was playing since the late '50s.
Yeah,
Dio's on
doo-wop band.
Ronnie Dio and the fucking I forget what the hell his band name was, but yeah, they had like he did like anything that happened in music. Like Dio fucking did it for his time while he was in music.
See, I don't know. Like, do things happen organically, or do people like, I got to jump ship on this and do this?
He's like the quantum leap of music.
Well, I think it's like a little bit of both. Yeah, like Lemmy even was in like the Rock and Vickers. It's like a garage rock band, And then like Hawkwind.
Hawkwind was like a psychedelic
band. Garage rock. Like, yeah, I guess like psychedelic, but like it doesn't remind me.
He got thrown out of Hawkwind.
Doing too many drugs.
Right, yeah. And then what did he do to get back at him? He went and didn't, like, fuck the singer's wife.
Of course he did.
Or at least that's what he says. I don't know. It's Lemmy. I'll believe it. It's kind of a funny story.
No, if Lemmy says it, it's in the Bible.
Yeah, really.
The new Bible.
Yeah.
The Book of Lemmy.
That's right.
No, I don't know, man. I always thought too, like, I don't know, thinking of bands that like make good albums like that. Like even like you said, Megadeth before. Like Motorhead was a band that like they never put out an album where it's like, turn this off, it's garbage. Like there's albums I like.
They had suffered the same thing that I found with the Ramones, where I got fatigued from it because a lot of it sounded similar.
It's all definitely the same thing, but it's like. That's what Motorhead fucking does. Dude, that's what the Ramones fucking did. Like, if the Ramones put out an album, they did put out a weird album. That one Phil Spector fucking produced.
Yeah.
And then that 60s cover album was like...
Acid Eaters.
Yeah, like...
I liked certain tracks on that.
I did too, but it was definitely...
Acid Eaters, Brain Drain,
What's the one with Bonzo goes a bit
I feel like most of their 90s shit is a little bit off the wall.
Was Bonzo 90s or was that late 80s?
I feel like their last great one was Too Tough to Die. If that's like...
I agree with that fully.
But like, I don't know, like a kid once asked me what Ramones album should I get, and I was like, just get Ramones Mania and see if you like them. Because there's like 35 songs on there. It pretty much covers everything. I mean, Rolling Stone did a review on it. They give it 5 stars because they always give the greatest hits 5 stars.
Yeah.
You're missing stuff, but it's pretty all-inclusive. It's almost like a box set.
That's usually a good one.
Yeah, the first 2, I would say, or the first 3 are like...
But if it's on a vinyl, I would say get the first track.
Yeah, I would say get the first 3. I think that's like the best fucking... That's most of the good songs, and then but it's also I think that the songs they wouldn't put on that, like Commando or fucking, there's like a lot of songs that are great Ramones songs, but they wouldn't put them on like a greatest hits.
Mm-hmm.
And
I had a greatest hits with Commando on it actually.
I believe it.
Awesome.
There's so many greatest hits of them
Too Tough
too.
to Die, yeah.
It's like one of those things like there's there's songs that are like Warthog is like a song they probably wouldn't have put on Ramones Mania or something like that. You know what I mean? Like fucking I'm the Crusher. Stuff like that. Like I don't know, like that kind of stuff wouldn't have made it. Like, but those are songs, like those are Ramones songs I love. Like I'm the Crusher is one of my favorite fucking Ramones songs.
Chainsaw.
That's
not on like greatest hits.
No.
I mean, my favorite's Road to Ruin, and that record.
What was that? 3, right, or 2?
That's number 4.
Or 4?
I think it's number 4. Yeah. Self-titled, Leave Home, Rocket to Russia.
Oh, you know what? I always switched it to
Right?
him. Yeah,
And
the first
then-
4 are the records you
think
should
that's
pick up
the
on the
one.
Ramones.
You heard that, kids?
So I was doing research for my Greetings from North Jersey show, and I was trying to find old episodes of Uncle Floyd on YouTube. There is a clip of Dee Dee Ramone playing with some girl on the Uncle Floyd show.
Yeah, that was his girlfriend. He had this is sidewalk subway surfing. Like he had this album where they did like fucking their own songs and then like Ramones songs. It was him and his girlfriend. Probably. I think he played bass.
She was cute, but she looked like she was weighted down on something.
Yeah, heroin.
So Dee Dee was
That was his girlfriend. Yeah, they had a band.
But Dee Dee was a heroin addict? I didn't know that.
Well, he's
really.
I know he sucked a lot of dick for money.
He wrote that song. Somebody called me on the phone. Said, hey, him and Johnny Thunders wrote that song about comping drugs.
Yeah.
Huh.
Chinese rock.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. I just never really. I don't know. Dee Dee. I know the other two were more
Dee Dee had a
interesting.
lot of,
I focused on Joey a lot.
Dude, you
I was
gotta watch.
obsessed with
There's
Joey.
a documentary. You ever see the Dee Dee documentary where
No.
they interview him?
I have.
Oh, that.
You know what?
now
I
I'm
think
intrigued.
I
love
have it
rock.
actually. I'll hook you guys up.
Honestly, I think Dee Dee's the most interesting member.
They interview Dee Dee, and this whole documentary isn't even. They don't show like a lot of flashback clips or anything. It's Dee Dee Ramone like talking to a camera. Like they ask him questions like, and like you could tell like he gets nervous and he's like a fucking kind of like a. No, I wouldn't want to call Dee Dee a sketchy guy, but it's like he looks around like, oh, you know, fucking. It's kind of like a crazy illuminating. He's like not wearing a shirt for half of it. He's just like talking to the camera shirtless. Yeah, I sucked a guy's dick. Like it's fucking real. It's crazy. I'll show it to you.
See a guy start looking to the side, all jerky like that. You know they were doing some fucking hard ass drugs
and shit.
Yeah.
So you said he's the most interesting one. So what would make him more interesting than like Joey or Johnny?
Well, I mean, unfortunately, when someone has a tragic life like that, you know, where they're addicted to drugs or willing to do crazy things just to get drugs, that's already tons of stories right there. But also, he wrote tons of their music, and if you notice, most of the stuff that he wrote was either a little bit heavier than all the other songs, or they were a little more complicated, like in structure. Because believe it or not, everyone says, sure, the Ramones, I could play any Ramones song. Play Warthog the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, play Warthog the right way. If you listen to that song, there's a lot of weird changes and a weird pattern overall to how it goes. So that guy, he's a huge influence on me. I mean, I think he was the most interesting member because he just was like, he's kind of the bad boy of the group in a way.
He wasn't even in the fucking band anymore, and he was writing songs for the band.
Right.
That's how good of a songwriter he was. Like, we need more Ramone songs. Oh, let's pay Dee Dee for fucking song. Like,
who was was it Richie, the drummer, that came in? He kind of like took his place in a way in that like
Richie's Elvis Ramone. I know is Clem Burke.
Yeah.
Richie Ramone, was the guy
Richie
that came
was young
in after
when he
Marky.
joined. Yeah.
Wait, Clem Burke was in the
Clem Burke was in the Ramones for a hot minute. Yeah.
He was Elvis.
Elvis Ramone.
Wow, I didn't even know that. I fucking love Clem Burke. I mean, for years I tried to figure out Heart of Glass.
Dude,
that's a fucking
you.
disco song, but he changes it up.
Listen,
so
if Blondie with any other drummer is not,
It wouldn't work.
It would be fucking garbage.
There's a doc on him that I want to see. I haven't seen it yet.
Clem Burke is like a fucking. There's like drummers that like they're very super underappreciated. I think him. I think Peter Criss is another guy that's like.
He was good.
I think
at the time, what is Peter Criss actually playing? Because with Kiss, I mean, they didn't play on every record.
Well, that's true. Anton Fig.
Anton Fig was a lot of the because Peter was.
But no, I think that Peter Criss on the first, at least
on the first
couple,
year,
it's like, that's
when they
like,
were hungry, he was good.
Yeah.
Everybody will shit on me for this, but I would go on record as to say, like, I think Kiss was almost like an American Beatles, like, fucking. And when they fucking hit, dude, they seemed like they were like the big thing. Like, I'm not saying that it holds up as well, but I'm saying that that initial hit, they released like 5 fucking albums in like 3 years. Like, it was like a huge fucking. It was a phenomena.
Okay. I'll entertain it for a second, but I'm reminded of a Lorne Michaels soundbite where he says, "Well, it's a laugh, but is it the right laugh?" Like, Kiss used gimmicks to get attention. The Beatles just got really good at their craft and wanted to be really good.
But Kiss saw what the Beatles did as dressing in kind of a fucking uniform, I think, as a gimmick. I think it's like we make these weird uniforms that are like a costume. Like, to me,
that was just Brian Epstein's marketing. But he wanted them in tight trousers so the girls would get wet.
But I think
wet Chinese mean money.
But I think that's the thing. It's like like they saw like what was hot. They saw the dolls. They saw fucking
sure, and they definitely copped off the dolls, and they admit it. They admit it.
Totally. That's what I'm saying.
But they were wearing those flowy shirts in the village.
I know, but
just
they
like
took what the
anyway,
dolls were doing and what like fucking kind of like the imagery of like Black Sabbath, and which was like also like a huge fucking thing, and fucking melded it into like this commercial fucking, like, they all have this look. You could sell action figures, you could sell fucking anything, like I don't know. Oh, because the Beatles, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they did movies, like they did.
The Beatles have like 5 movies at least.
They well, like Sgt. Pepper, they all dressed in like those fucking bands. That's what I'm saying. Like the consistency, like Kiss, they always wore the same makeup till they took it off, but their costumes changed. Destroyer, there's fucking Dressed to Kill, they're wearing suits, but it's the uniformity of it, like. And the fucking imagery, and they write this. The songwriting kind of reminds me of it, like the bass playing. Fucking Gene Simmons does, dude. Gene Simmons is not a shit bass player. Like
he can play live.
Going Blind is like fucking. There's like cool shit in there. There's all kinds of good.
He might not.
The early
written those parts,
I think the first 4 albums of any great band are great. Like that's your representation. Like if you have 4 first great albums, you're. And, you know, you get cemented in, like, the lexicon of, like, the world. Like, Kiss had 4 fucking albums that were, like, pretty... Well, their first album bombed, but the rest of them, Alive came out, and then everything else mattered again.
I'm going to throw you a bomb. And I think you guys will agree with me. I think Kiss surpassed the Beatles as a live act 100-fold.
Absolutely.
And the one thing you can never say about Kiss is, they charge up the butt. They charge their fans a lot of money, and they try to get their fans to buy a lot of crazy shit. Coffins, tampons, condoms. But, they put on a great fucking show. And Paul Stanley probably drops of exhaustion. I mean, that guy gives it all. And I don't know,
he has 2
other than
hits.
Freddie Mercury, I can't think of a singer that can work a crowd better than Paul Stanley. Dave Grohl's pretty good, but he does this charming, nonchalant thing where Stanley's like, "Hey, Bo, we having a good weekend? We were walking down the street. You know what street it was." I was obsessed with Stanley. I'm obsessed with singers. That's why I gravitated towards Joey. Yeah, like,
last night I was sitting in my hotel room and I decided I could use a little room service.
So there's a funny thing in somebody's book where when the one dude took over doing their records, they're like, "All right, no more blowjob songs, guys." Because like, if you really listen to the words "the room service," it's like, "Oh, it's a stewardess. If you want to suck my dick on this plane, no sweat off my nuts. Just go ahead." Like Paul Stanley made it seem like everybody wanted his fucking cock. And then the Ace Frehley book.
Wait, Firehouse is about a fire hose that's really penis?
But then with them, it got worse in the 80s. Like, let's put the X in sex, you make me rock hard. Diane Warren has a writing credit on that fucking piece of shit.
Let's not acknowledge 80s Kiss. Kiss didn't really matter again until Carnival of Souls.
All right, Hot and Shade had a few cool songs.
I know, yeah.
Did you have that video game?
And I liked their
No, not Carnival of Souls. Souls. That was
It was like Kiss Carnival or something.
Revenge was good.
There was no, it was based on the album that came after Psycho Circus.
Oh, I'm sorry, Psycho Circus.
Yeah, Carnival of Souls was like Kiss put out this weird album that sounds like Soundgarden.
Yeah, and it had some like weird tunings and stuff too.
Yeah, it was like a fucked up album.
Yeah.
Like for them, like it wasn't the normal Kiss like bullshit. And then somebody offered them a shitload of money, I guess, to get Ace. Oh no, they did the Unplugged. That's what it was.
Oh.
They did the Kiss Unplugged.
I've never heard that actually.
Dude, I'll tell you, I think it's kind of bullshit that Ace Frehley and Peter Crispin just happened to be there and happened to play.
No, that was all planned.
No, I know it was, but
because I saw Ace.
But they do
in
like
Sayreville.
Yeah,
like, right
they
around
do
that
like
time.
2000 Man. Dude, they do like good shit for. It was very atypical of what I expected from a Kiss Unplugged. Like, I don't know what I expected. That's a band I don't ever
The
think I
truth
wanted to
is-
hear Unplugged, frankly.
Yeah, Unplugs are weird.
But if I did want to hear him Unplugged, it's not with fucking Bruce Kulick.
Right.
You know, yeah, he's a good guitar player or whatever, or Tommy Thayer. Or I would want to hear.
Tommy is good.
I would want to hear what Ace and Gene and Paul and Peter were fucking sitting in like a room like one day jamming on. Like, yeah, we should play it like this. Like,
what did you think of the Unplugged? There's actually a version.
I love Kiss Unplugged.
There's bootleg versions of all the MTV Unplugged where there's songs that didn't air.
That's cool.
And you can buy them on eBay for like a couple bucks, like, or you could.
They're on
find,
fucking YouTube.
Are they? Yeah, and you probably just download them that way. Yeah, you always make things simpler. I thought it was a really good Unplugged, but the thing was, that was the pound of flesh that Gene and Paul had to come up with was Ace and Peter. That was the only way that MTV was going to do it. And as the story went, Ace was fucking late, and the producers were getting nervous that he wasn't going to show up.
I was jamming in my car.
It's more like,
fucking don't care.
what's up, Curly? Nah.
I always love doing the Ace voice, like, don't you know I'm a 2000 man? He's like Bob
Dylan. No, he's
that's
better
how
than
he
that.
sings. He's not.
Oh, did you ever hear Rip It Out? Like,
Rip It Out! Yeah, I heard Rip It Out.
I mean, of the solo records, my
Paul
order
Stanley
is
and
Ace, Paul, Gene, Peters is like down. Peters is a piece of.
I like Peters.
Yeah.
I can't
Peters
stop
is
the
better
rain.
than-
It's like the only one that's like
Direct.
interesting.
Yeah, Peters is way better
Paul's
than
probably
Gene.
the best.
I think Paul, yeah, would
Paul's
you like
is
to
the
know me
closest
is
to
the
Kiss,
Bob.
but I liked Ace's.
Yeah.
I liked Ace on his own devices. Ace had the sold the most and had the best and had the biggest single. Gene's is better than I thought. Like I revisited it.
Wow, we're all really split on this.
Wow.
Kiss solo.
I mean, it wasn't. I still put Paul above Gene, but the song with Joe Perry, "Radioactive," isn't bad. You know, because
I
it
fucking
was hard
hated
to.
Gene Simmons. I hate when Gene Simmons sings in Kiss. Like, actually, you know what? That's the
Not
only
a
time I
thunder.
like when he sings in Kiss, because it's like when he's supposed to sing, "Roar," he just makes a noise. It's like, oh yeah, Paul Stanley's doing the hard work. You know.
On the Unplugged Going Blind, Gene actually sings really well.
Yeah.
He actually tries.
He can
and he
sometimes.
does a little. He does this little thing that he didn't do on the original. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, he can sing sometimes, but
I mean, I don't know. Gene Simmons has done stuff I like, but I just think he's such a giant
he
douche.
did a
that
terrible cover of Firestarter.
I'm Gene Simmons, and I started rock and roll.
I'm Gene
Trademark.
Simmons, and I started rock and roll.
That Kiss T-shirt is not authorized.
Who cares?
I'm gonna have to have sex with your wife now, or take $10.
Your wife is going to give me a blowjob.
Dude, that's amazing to feel like someone that's in that big of a band that definitely made money would care about unauthorized stuff.
Right?
Like, really.
I care about
Neil Young,
unauthorized
too.
stuff. There's a Misfits book that's out there with all kinds of misinformation.
Oh, yeah, about you.
This dumb dildo.
Hey, at
fucking,
least you're in it, bro.
Yeah, I'm in it. This dumb dildo wrote this fucking Misfits book, The unauthorized Misfits discography. You could find it if you want to for $30. Don't waste your money.
God.
Unless you need, maybe like you're gonna run out of toilet paper and that's the last thing in existence. It will be better with your shit on it. Yeah.
What if we had Phil Perry the writer write him some like fancy letter that
Fuck
he's
him.
wrong?
No, he put in the book. He's like, he covered the Undead album on them.
Sure.
Merrier. I wrote like 3 of the songs on it. I wrote I Got Your Number. I wrote Vampire Pinup Girl, and I wrote Righteous Light, my Christian punk song. And this guy put in the book that like, I Got Your Number was sung by Jason Fresto, who was like the current bassist. And I just got quite annoyed by that. It's like, God damn it, I wrote that song. Not only, this is a Misfits book, so not only is this guy a fucking asshole and wrong, not only is he wrong, he's also an asshole. I buried the lead there. Because it's like, okay, I wrote that song with Mr. Jim. So it's like, there's another Misfits factoid that you completely fucking just missed out. This is not a Misfits.
I think he would like message all the members.
You'd think he would fucking reach out to somebody, hey, I got this info, is this right? Like,
yeah, like fact check.
No, this guy don't fact check anything. But he got $30 from all these fucking dildos that are like, oh, I want to hear what this guy has to say about this. What an asshole.
Have you contacted this person?
I think he's dead, and if he's not, I fucking hope he is.
I would like to try to contact this person and invite them on the podcast.
His name's like Jim Bob fucking Robert something.
I think you should have him on.
Should you unleash the beast on him?
Dude, he's gonna get he's gonna get a caning. Like the Sandman in ECW, like I'm just gonna whack him.
What if you did it on purpose? What if you slept with his girlfriend back in the day and you wrote you got a history
I think he's
for
like
revenge?
a fucking hillbilly. I don't think I slept with his hillbilly. I don't think I slept with his sister.
Now you gotta have this guy on
I want to find his phone number and just call him on. Hey, you're on air. Who is this? This is called the contempt.
Hi, I'm the guy who did write.
I used to love making prank calls. When my brother was alive, God rest his soul, we would prank call him, and the only thing we would say to him is, "Do you know who this is?" And he would go, and he was like, all fucking kind of roided out, be like, "Who the fuck is this?" You better stop fucking calling my phone. You like fucking play with the phones. I'm gonna fucking find you and kill you. And you get like all pissed off. And me and my friend would just be like,
trace the number back, dude.
No, because we called from this voice-over IP thing. And then what sucked is, you know what really sucked about losing my hard drive, my MacBook, because they use shitty parts, is I lost the Accelerators record that we tracked out. But you know what? It's fine. We set up the mics again 2 weeks later, re-recorded the whole thing, it sounded fine. What really sucked was losing my prank calls that I didn't email to anybody. I was like afraid of them getting out. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get fucking in trouble. But we had the best prank calls. We would call, there was this 24-hour like Christian station, and we would call them up and like they would basically pray for you, like, oh, you know, I need a prayer for this and that. And I need a prayer. My hard drive crashed and I lost all my porn, and I need a prayer because like we would just say all this crazy shit, and then they would start like getting privy to it and like fucking eventually hang up on us. But we would have these people going for like 15 minutes, just wasting nuns' times. You know, it was the best.
That's really good.
And it's all. I have the hard drive still, but I don't think it's recoverable because it just clicks.
Fucks.
Should we do the asshole of the week?
So wait, was
I would like to go last.
Hold on, was that your announcement? You're supposed to make an announcement.
Oh yeah, make the announcement.
I got a personal appearance. I'm famous now, Sean.
Okay.
So,
Really?
you guys, I'm famous now. I have a personal appearance. Evil Empire. No. Evil Expo. Evil Empire is
not
Rage Against the Machine. Evil Expo. I get to play the Saturday night. If you'd care to join me, I don't think I told you yet, but
You told me that.
oh, I did. Yeah.
I'll probably show up.
Good. That's cool.
If I got nothing better to
Let me check my schedule.
Your whole band is actually going to be there.
Apparently.
So you guys should probably talk to the guy and just maybe get on the show.
Yeah, if he's listening right now.
He might be. I don't know. But yeah, you know what? I think my hero of the week is me for being famous enough to
Yeah, wow, holy
personal
shit.
appearance and drag all you guys with me.
Nice.
Because these guys will be at the table. We got.
All right. I'm just putting it
shit
out there
going
now. Some of us need to groom and dress nicer. You.
He's gonna. Oh, I thought you were gonna praise me for my greatness. No, and I would say my asshole of the week is I don't know. Also me, I think, for doing vocals the day before I have to do a podcast.
Yeah, but you sound great.
Thanks.
Crystal clear.
We're in the same room.
You know, it was funny because like when you were coming over, I didn't want to get in your way. Then you're like, you hit record, but then you marvelously engineered, produced, and performed.
No,
all
you
at the same
engineered
time.
that.
Oh,
you get an engineering credit now.
Oh,
over
dude,
there.
I'm just the facility. Just
Get a
give
gold
me.
star.
I want to start a business where, like, you know, performers come over, I cook them a meal, they use the space for a period of time, no smoking,
That sounds like
no
my
hard
porno
drugs.
business.
Anyway,
You should hit them on the way out for your own podcast.
I was gonna like make an exit and sell shit on eBay, but I was like so enthralled in watching your process that it was kind of just like hanging out, and you got shit done while we hung out. It was kind of cool. So I'm glad you came over. So you don't owe me anything. So I don't even need a credit.
Oh, well, you're gonna get one anyway.
But you are my asshole of the week because you did the mailman sign at least 16 times. And all day, anytime I saw water, rain or shine, or, stop it. It was worse than Backstreet's Back, All Right. That song took me a week to get out of my fucking head. And it's still in my head.
Yeah, that song's always in my
I
head.
like that you listen to only gay musicians.
Freddie Mercury, Laura, me.
That's my announcement.
Nice.
Can I? I'm gonna pull back the curtain. The one quirky thing that I thought was fucking great was to get a take right, he needed to be holding a guitar. So our facility, we got you covered. So we had.
I borrowed a girl's
Alex-
guitar, but it was okay. I didn't feel like less of a man. Wow. Thanks, Allie.
A girl who plays better than most of the assholes that show up on stage at the Clash floor.
Yeah, really.
I was gonna say.
She's not good for a girl. She's
Fuck her. No.
Yeah, fuck her. Anyway, and my hero of the week is Phil. Phil came over to do some culty stuff, and I was stuck on my one project, and I had him watch it, and he gave me some feedback, and it got me right back on track. The next day, I was cutting like a madman.
Nice.
But I just let it sit for 2 weeks. What I realized is the stuff I do for this show is sort of slapped together. I don't have to slap everything together. I can take my time and hone my craft and make it better. Because you're basically, with YouTube, you're basically throwing, you're just screaming in a hallway of screaming people. So you got to really put something out there worth hearing. So my show's about New Jersey, and I'm excited about it. And
Great.
it's going to come out before the end of the year, I promise. And so what's your asshole of the week?
Well, I have 2 assholes of the week and 1 hero of the week. I want to do my hero of the week first. Two of the people have to do with NJ Transit. My hero of the week is the guy, the engineer, who gets on the microphone, and every time he goes, loco, 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 I don't know why he does it like that, but I love that. Loco, 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 Montclair State University, Montclair State University. I love the way he says that. I can listen to that all day. Loco, loco, loco. But then my asshole of the week is the middle-aged woman who decided it was like me and another dude in like the 3-person seat. And like, he was kind of like an average sized dude, I'm an average sized dude. And then this woman comes and she wants to sit there. So now we're all stuck and none of us can move our arms for the entire ride of the train instead of looking for another seat. So there was that one.
That's fat shaming.
There were other seats. I didn't say she was fat.
Now.
I just said that with 3 of us together, couldn't move our arms. And that's awkward.
But why couldn't you move your arms?
Because we were stuck. Maybe because the seat wasn't big enough.
But why?
I hate being in the middle seat on a plane. Same kind of thing, man.
And the other person who's the asshole of the week is probably me, because one day I got up late, and as I was coming out, the shuttle was already gone. And then I called Uber, and then the Uber guy got pulled over. So then I was late to get my train.
Wow.
And I had to get another Uber guy.
Why'd he get pulled over?
I don't know. He never even made it to my apartment. I was waiting forever. I'm like, dude, I'm just like watching him like stand in the same place that says 4 minutes for 20 minutes. What the fuck is with this guy? So I text him, I'm like, where are you? He's like, oh, I'm pulled over.
Oh. Sean, it's your asshole of the week.
You know, it's funny because like I forgot to prepare one, but I have one.
It's the person at the Misfits concert.
Did I tell you about this?
No, I read about it online, but I want to hear it.
All right, guys, you ready for this one?
I am.
We're ready.
I was all the way up top of the Misfits concert, like upper 200s, like all the way. And then my friends were sitting like the hundreds, had a great view of the stage, like right in the middle. And I got to flip off Paul from across MSG.
Nice.
Yeah, that was great.
Did you really see him?
Yeah, we saw each other.
Yeah, we saw each other.
So awesome.
We stood up and like put up peace signs so we could see each other, and then we just started flipping each other off.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
New Jersey salute.
yeah, absolutely. So there was a couple seats by like where my two friends were, and they're like, dude, just come on down. So after Rancid, I went down to the hundreds, had a great seat. I asked everyone in the row, I'm like, hey, is anyone like sitting here or anything? And they were like, no, come on in. I'm like, awesome, thank you guys. Turn around, there's these guys, and there's my two friends, Frankie and Trish, and then they're hanging out with this guy, and he's smoking weed. There's this guy next to me, super fucking greasy with like arm gauntlets on and stuff. Like I was like, oh god, this is so funny. He's that kind of Misfits fan. This is really great. But like I just said, what's up to him? Hey, what's going on, man? Right? We're chilling. The guy behind me, he's like, hey man, you smoke weed? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And like in the 100 sections at the Garden, they don't really care.
Fuck.
No.
They don't really care, and it's New York City. They don't really care. So this guy passes it to me. The guy, arm gauntlet guy next to me goes, put it out right now. And everybody just turned and is looking at him. So now everybody's staring at like in this direction. And I thought he was joking because I couldn't believe it. That he was, first of all, that angry about it. Second, that he was telling me to put it out at a concert. So I was like, what? I was waiting for him to say, nah, dude, I'm just fucking with you. Pass that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't happen. This dude kept freaking out. And he's like, you really want to try me right now? I'll get you kicked out. I'll get up. I'll go get someone, and I'll get you kicked out. Put it out. And I was like, okay. And my friend Frankie was getting real mad, and he'll fucking fight someone, and I didn't want that to happen. Sure, I wanted to say something to him, but it's not worth it. I didn't want to get kicked out. This guy was serious. He was really... And my friend Frankie was like, what are you, fucking employee of the month or something? And I was like, stop. I was like, I don't want to get kicked out.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, he is. Oh, you would love him. And like,
Right?
I'm in a band with him called Your Creepy Neighbor. Yeah, you would love that guy. So I hand it back to the guy, and the guy's like, yeah, sure, I'll put it out. Pretends to put it out. and then the guy behind me was with the joint. He looks at the guy and goes, dude, what's your problem, man? Like, we're at a concert. Like, what's the deal? He's like, everyone's been smoking the whole time. He's like, oh, I hate it. It makes me feel sick. And the guy's like, you could have just said that. Yeah. And then we probably would have all respected it. You didn't have to get so fucking mad.
Use your words. Quick story.
Yeah, once he got the second hand, he was fine.
Just saying, that guy was the fucking asshole. Also, the whole concert, phone like this.
I wish they took away the phones. Like,
like the good songs, down. Well, good songs, they're all good songs. But like the popular songs, up. Earth AD and stuff, down. I'm like, you're some fucking tough guy with your gauntlets. You don't even like the hardcore shit. I didn't say anything to him because, in the end, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna... If you're that much of a dick at a concert, like, I'm not changing your mind. You're always gonna be a fucking asshole. Good luck with your life.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. That's my asshole of the week.
I went to a concert with a friend of mine, and she had the thing up, and I think that the concert is the last communal fucking experience that we have where we actually have mindfulness and live in the fucking now. Everybody else is stuck in their little screens. So she had the fucking thing. I'm like, enjoy the concert. You're not gonna fucking watch it through your phone later. Like,
they're gonna take pictures.
I took her phone out of her hand and put it in my pocket. And she was about to lose her shit, and like later on, she told me like, "I'm glad that you did that because then I actually."
Well, I think that was part of the problem with the energy at the Misfit show too. Is like they didn't take the phones away. So, but I also think too that it was like
because you have to logistically set up a station. It's a larger.
You have to set up a station, and I think also too, I think the show was a sellout, but I don't think the show was actually a sellout. Like, I think they probably had an idea of how many of those tickets went to resellers, and I definitely saw empty spots up in the 200s. Like
there was
definitely like empty spots.
Which can happen. Some people don't make it, but
yeah, I don't know. I think they just didn't fucking. I don't think you could do that in New York. Like, did they ever take your phone away at fucking Billy Joel or Elton John or any of that shit? Like
they did it at Hammerstein.
At MSG though.
Hammerstein is smaller.
MSG's a fucking shitload of people. Like,
yeah. And sometimes they have 2 concerts going on. Sometimes the theater has something going on the same night. So
that's what I mean. It's like such an undertaking.
Theater was awesome there, actually.
I don't think they would do it in New York. I think as much as they wanted to, it was like, I like how Danzig kept taunting the crowd. Like, you motherfuckers know how to move.
Yeah.
Like, he was like not, he was in a good mood though. And he sounded way better too, I thought, than Nork. Like, but also conversely, Nork, like his mom died like the day before.
Yeah.
So it's like, how good of a concert would I
good for him for going out there. Though,
yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. But like, how good of a concert would I put on if my mom died the day before, But no, I don't know. I was glad to see them play together, and I think that was awesome.
Yeah. Looked like the Late Show was fucking on point too.
It was great.
The Late Show was great.
It was great, man.
So, I was at a Black Crowes concert at PNC Bank Arts Center, and we were down in the seats, and you're not supposed to smoke there. And I was kind of an angry smoker at the time, so I'm smoking a Marlboro, and this woman's like giving me shit. I'm like, whatever, and I just ignored her. And then her husband like kind of pushed me a little bit. So I went, all right, fine, and I fucking put it out of my hand. I was on a medicine that made me, Cymbalta, it was making me crazy.
Yeah, go back on that. This is pretty badass.
And I had, wait, no, was it this hand?
Jim.
The mark is still, no, yeah, it's right here. The mark is still there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Allie called me a psycho. It was very quiet around me for a couple days. I don't blame her.
I didn't put it out on the guy's forehead.
I wanted to. I don't know. It's just like, why fucking don't touch me?
And you're outside.
Yeah, exactly. And, I was in a pissy mood because the Black Crowes were off that night. They weren't. It just was. It was around the time where Chris was having his heroin problems, and the 2 of them were fighting, and like After Lions.
It's a shame, man. That's a great band.
Magpie Salute's not bad.
On that down note, I think we should get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you leave it up to me, we'll just talk for 4 hours.
Good night, you crazy motherfuckers. We love you.
Hey, thanks to everybody. Thank you, Santos Menendez.
Oh, yeah.
For your part in Inquisitor. So, watch the video and vote for which voice you want. And let us know.
Nice.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation of Cult of Contempt podcast. If you have any questions or comments, or want to hear your band on the show, just write us at cultofcontemptpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to see back episodes of the show, youtube.com/Plan10 Studios, cultofcontempt.org, or right here on Facebook, Cult of Contempt Network. Even check us out on Instagram at Cult of Contempt Podcast. You want to reach Paul? It's at Paul Mauld on Twitter and Instagram, and Paul of the Living Dead on Facebook.com. Phil Perry, the writer, on Instagram, and his Facebook fan page at Phil Perry, the writer. I'm Jim Cook at Jim Cook on Facebook, or Jim Cook Voice Actor on Facebook. You want to get a hold of me directly, jcookvoice@yahoo.com. On behalf of Paul and Phil, I want to thank you for listening. We'll see you next week at 8:15. I'm Jim Cook. Transmission out. Stand by for contact.